Hello my Dorklings, welcome back to another unboxing and review video. Today we're taking a look at this 8bitdo mod kit for the Nintendo 64, so you can take your old broken Nintendo 64 controller and make it wireless for the Nintendo Switch. So this is the box. It's really small, but basically it comes with everything you need to turn your Nintendo 64 controller into a compatible one wirelessly for your Nintendo Switch. I was not sent this or given this for free. I purchased this with my own money, but 8bitdo, if you ever want to sponsor me, let me know. Looks like it comes with a screwdriver, so if you don't have one, it's got you covered. It's USB-C charging, that's lovely. So it comes with this expansion pack, which I think seems smaller than the original expansion pack. Yeah, it's much smaller than the original expansion pack, but this is basically what communicates with the circuit board inside and transmits everything to the Nintendo Switch. So that's super neat. We'll take a look at that eventually. And then we have the logic board, motherboard itself, 3.7 volt, 500 milliamp battery. All right, so let's begin. So if you take a look at our old Nintendo 64 controller and flip it on the back, there are 10 screws that we have to remove in order to take this thing apart. So we got these here, that one there. There are two here, and then there are two down in the rumble pack slot. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, now that we have all the screws loose and out, should be able to just pull directly up on this. Yeah, there we go. So the instructions say to take this little membrane out, take this PCB off. We have to unplug that there just by pulling it up. And now we should be able to just lift the PCB out. Just like that. So this is our old PCB, this is the standard Nintendo 64 one, and now we just put the 8bitdo one in and secure everything. Also included in this packaging here is a little rubber stopper. I think it's also an LED shield. Basically, we're just going to put that in the little hole here. And in order to do that, you basically take this with its dumpy facing to the right, tilt it so it is down, and then insert it just like that. Then to place the PCB in, you're going to want these prongs facing up, and you're going to basically just put it back in like this. Alright, so I have the 8bitdo PCB in. There's a couple of things that I would like to note. L and R buttons, you have to take the membranes off the old one. I don't know if it's going to be for everybody, but these were technically upside down. So whenever I took the membranes from the L and R off the original PCB, it was the correct orientation, and then these were upside down, so I had to manually turn the L and R buttons, and you have to put the membrane on. Then once everything is assembled, you're supposed to rotate it, place it down, and then put the L and R buttons back in. I think that's what I'm going to do because I cannot get the PCB in without taking the L and R buttons off. So hopefully you guys can see a little bit better, but there is a little groove that you can twist the L and R buttons and slide them into, and then you can put the membrane on, and then you can put the L and R buttons back. I have to do that with the R button, but the L button is in place without the membrane. Something else to note, you probably do actually want to have the membrane on whenever you go to slip the L and R buttons into the slot, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. Alright, that was a fun adventure. As you guys can see, the L and R buttons, like the way that it's configured, is super weird with the ribbon or the cables themselves. Like this one, I would really like it to look more like that, but it's fine. It took a minute to get the Z button membrane back on. It's a really super snug fit overall, like the entire process and PCB. For some reason I had to take these cords and flip them upside down and then stick them into the port. So yeah, now we just have to assemble it and go from there. Okay, everything is officially assembled. That was a for sure roller coaster. Everything is tightened down, but it kind of doesn't feel like it. That could just be something that I did, though. But yeah, this is what the controller looks like without the rumble pack. So now, that's what we do is we plug the rumble pack in. So if the controller is backwards, like this is how you want it. Just like this. Oh look, there's a blue light. I think that's good. Yes, let's go. Okay, so now we can jump over to the Switch and try it out. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are here on my Nintendo Switch. This is typically what it looks like when I stream. I now stream on Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, if you guys don't ever tune in. But, reading the instructions, we have to turn the mode to S. There is a switch On the bottom of the rumble pack, it says S and D. We need to turn it to S for switch. Press start to turn on the controller. Hold the pair button for 3 seconds. To enter its pairing mode, LED starts to blink rapidly. This is required for the very first time only. To turn the mode to S, press start to turn on the controller and hold the pair button. So the pair button is this little Wi-Fi button. Sorry, I'm using my webcam and it won't focus, but this is a Wi-Fi symbol. That's the pair button. So we're going to press start to turn the controller on, and then the pair button here. There we go. It blinks fast, and it should hopefully just pair to the switch. So now we can go to controllers, change grip order, and there we have it. It's officially paired. Look at that. That's so neat. So let's see. Let's do this. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, man. This is so neat. Now, of course, we have to play my favorite Nintendo 64 game ever, Ocarina of Time. Alright, so, the buttons work. So I was scared that the L button would not work, because I had a hard time getting the L button and the R button to cooperate. But yeah, it's the classic Nintendo 64 experience all over again. This is great. Alright, so now that I have my sword and shield, it is time to officially test. The shield works, B button works, Z works, L works. It seems like everything is in working order. Oh, so I just found out the little star button here on this one is actually the screenshot button, and if you hold it down, it records as well. So, I thought this had a turbo mode on it. This does work as a wired and wireless controller for other devices as well. If you guys want to plug it into your computer, you can use the USB-C that came with it, or perhaps if you have like the Nintendo Switch USB-C, you can use that because it's a little bit longer. And you can also pair this with Android devices, possibly Apple. I'm not sure how Apple works. I myself have an Android, but in order to do that, you just flip the switch on the bottom here of the rumble pack from S to D. So maybe we can test that out here in a second as well. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see here I have the emulator running on my phone. I have the Nintendo 64 controller paired. You see right there with the blue button. If I do like this. Alright, so I'm going to switch over and just... Apparently there is a turbo button that I was unaware of. It's the star button. I think that's the same one that took a screenshot on the Switch. But pretty much, you hold that down and the button that you want to turbo or spam, and it should work. And I'm hoping that because it's on an emulator, it will in fact work. So it appears that every button works except for the B button, which is kind of important in Ocarina of Time. I don't know if the B button is broken or if it's just this emulator. Let's quickly check. It seems like the problem is with this emulator. I don't know why, but the B button doesn't work with this specific emulator on my phone, but every other button works. Hopefully there's a workaround, or maybe I'm dumb and I can just figure it out or something. But I do want to try out the turbo feature. I can confirm via the A button that the turbo function does in fact work. You just hold down whatever button you want and then you click the star, just like I said. So now we get this effect, where you just hold the button down. Then to disable the turbo function, you just hold the same button down and the star again, and it should be fine. Yeah. So with that out of the way, let's move on to emulation on a computer. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are loaded up here on Project 64. We have it connected through Bluetooth. Maybe it's just because I just got a new PC, I don't know, but I cannot get this thing to connect wired. I could on my old computer, but it didn't really work. Some of the buttons didn't work, like the B button and the joystick. With this computer connected through Bluetooth, everything seems to be in working order. Alright, so confirming the B button does work. Also, I should mention with my Bluetooth, I have this in switch mode, but I also got it to work in the D mode. The only difference is with the switch mode, it says like Nintendo 64, Switch, something another, and then with the D mode, it just says like generic 8bitdo controller or something. So now what I want to do is make sure that the turbo function works. So A and turbo. Now, so it doesn't seem to work when it is in switch mode. I think that is the issue. So really quickly, I want to switch it over to D. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see here, it is plugged into my PC. I did get it to work. I just had to change my configuration settings, my input settings, more specifically the plug-in. For some reason with the other plug-in, the joystick would not work. Don't know why, but with the secondary plug-in that comes with this software, I am able to get it to work. Wired. So wired and wirelessly. I just took some configuration. I had to restart my computer and restart the software. Since it's wired, I do want to test out and see if the turbo feature will work now. Yeah, it does work. And just like before, you just click it again, and then, yeah. Okay, cool. So as long as it is in D mode, that's how you get the turbo to work. I presume it's the same if you have a little dongle for your phone where you can plug USB ports in, a little OTG cable as they're called. All right, I think that concludes our testing. I was able to get it to work on my computer wired and wirelessly, both with the S and D modes. The turbo works if it is plugged in with the D mode, and it works wirelessly with the D mode. So I think this overall is a 9 out of 10. My one gripe, as easy as it is to just drop in and whatever, it was like very snug fit with everything. With the little membranes, with the LNR triggers. I will leave a link in the description down below where you can pick one up as well. Thank you for watching. Make sure you sub, smash, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!